Hello, I'm James Marchington, and this is your weekly roundup of shooting news from TSC. This week we're looking forward to the Oxford Festival of Shooting, this Saturday at the Oxford Gun Company. It's going to be a brilliant day out, with all sorts of have-a-go and trade stands, a fantastic display of vehicles including a Formula One racing car, a sporting competition, and of course the next shoot in the 2018 TSC series. More about that later in the programme. Meanwhile, in this week's news, Nottinghamshire is the latest police force to make up its own rules for firearms licensing, and Basque is challenging the new policy. Basque have also had some success in Parliament, fending off some of the more ridiculous ideas in the Offensive Weapons Bill, like the bit where you'd need a firearms certificate to buy shotgun cartridges. All that and more coming up after this. Nottinghamshire Police have made up their own rules for firearms and shotgun certificates. They're going to demand a doctor's letter with every new application or renewal, which shooters are likely to be charged for. That goes against the Home Office guidance, which the police are supposed to follow. But then that hasn't stopped Lincolnshire, Kent and Merseyside applying the same made-up rule already. Nottinghamshire are just the latest to jump on the bandwagon, but it does seem to be becoming a trend. Basque is challenging Nottinghamshire's policy, asking for meetings with the Chief Constable and the Police and Crime Commissioner. They're also writing to Nottinghamshire MPs and encouraging shooters in the county to do likewise. In the meantime, though, if you live in Nottinghamshire and you want your application to go smoothly, you'll have to go along with it and cough up for a letter from your doctor. Now, you may have heard about the Offensive Weapons Bill that's going through Parliament and keeps throwing up threats to shooting which don't seem to have anything to do with fighting crime. For instance, it's proposing to ban .50 caliber rifles, which have no known link with crime or terrorism, but are used in world championships in which Great Britain does rather well. Basque are celebrating some success, though, in helping to get some pointless restrictions removed from the bill. One of them would have banned people under 18 from shooting air guns on private land, unless it was part of a shooting club. That would have made it illegal for young shots to shoot rats on farms, or even plink at targets in their own garden. Another one would have meant you'd need a firearms certificate to buy shotgun cartridges, which just shows the level of ignorance we're up against. Basque Chairman Peter Glenser said he was pleased those amendments had been withdrawn. It's not over yet, though. The bill will be back for another reading before long, and all kinds of nonsense could be slipped in, so it's good to know that Basque are on the case. Right, on a happier note, this weekend it's the Festival of Shooting and Countryside at the Oxford Gun Company. It's going to be a brilliant day out for the whole family, like a mini game fair, with a whole host of attractions besides the shooting. Just announced, Paddock Life are going to be there with some amazing supercars and a Formula One racing car. Then there's Lodge Hill Garage showing off the brand new MG3 as part of their display of the MG Cars range. Plus, Oak Garden Machinery will have their range of quads and UTVs, all the way down to this miniature version for children. And that's just the vehicles. There's also gun dog demonstrations and scurries, have a go at clay shooting, muzzle loaders and archery, an airgun competition, and a .50 sporting shoot with cash, Ely cartridges and Eagle wellies to be won. There's all kinds of food and refreshments available, including this unusual bar in an old-fashioned lorry. And of course there's guns, clothing and cartridges galore. The latest addition to the list is Meraki, which will be showcased by Andy from Viking Arms. He joins a long list that includes Fausti, Yieldits, Didito and others, as well as the Scouts, Cotswold Drystone Walls and Thames Valley Police. On top of all that, it's the next competition in the 2018 TSC series for under 21s, so come along and give them some support. They'll be shooting a special .50 sporting course, and there are some terrific sponsored prizes to be won. Plus, it's a qualifier for the grand final in December, when the top boy and top girl will each win an MG car. All in all, it's a day not to be missed. It's this Saturday, the 22nd of September, at the Oxford Gun Company, just near the M40 motorway. For directions and more details, see oxfordguncompany.co.uk. Now here's our weekly pick of the latest shooting videos on YouTube. This one's from our old friends at Field Sports channel, and it features top clay shooter Mark Windsor. With pheasant shooting just around the corner, he's looking at the best way to shoot the typical driven pheasant type target, with a swing-through method. To watch it, click on the link in the description below. And while you're at it, our own David Florent has some useful advice for shooting driven pheasants too, in last week's video on this channel. We'll put a link to that one below too. Well, that's it for this week's news. Thanks for watching. Don't forget that the 2018 TSC series is up and running again. This Saturday's event is just the start of a whole winter series of shoots for under-21s, leading up to the grand final in December. For all the dates, check out theschoolschallenge.co.uk. And do get along to the Oxford Gun Company on Saturday for the Festival of Shooting. It's going to be a brilliant event, and of course I'll be there filming for this channel. So I hope to see you there.